So it's late September, Josanke, and I've just camped for the night in this beautiful place by the river. And to get here it's quite tricky. You can see there's the cliff and the ladder coming all the way down to the river, but above that ladder there's two more aluminium ladders going right up to the top up there. You can't see it, it's behind the trees. And there's the river flowing through the ravine, the canyon. And that's the pool over there. You see the cliff face goes, it's just a sheer cliff all the way up to the top. And here we've got the camp where I stayed last night. Just packing the tent away now. I actually went to sleep very early last night. Might have been even about 6:30. It was dark. The nights are drawing in, so I slept from 6:30 till 3:30. Got up at 4. And last night, actually, after I finished fishing, I built a fire. I just decided not to light it. I couldn't see any point. My sort of prime motivation for lighting it, for building it, was to sort of add the idea of it just might scare away any animals, particularly bears. But it was very quiet, and I just thought there's no point in lighting that. But there it is for the next person to use. Got up at 4, made a coffee, and just sat there in the dark, listening to the river and slowly watching as the world came to life, as it lightened up. Meditated for like an hour and loved every minute of it. So I'll definitely be back. What a place this is. Me and Dan came down that ladder yesterday afternoon about 12:30 with all the gear, and we went straight over there to the pool, set up the fishing gear and started fishing. First cast, I hooked a trout of about a pound, passed the rod to Dan, we brought it in. Then we got another one around about the same size, and then casting again, third cast, hooked another one, passed the rod to Dan, and it was a massive rainbow trout. I don't know, maybe a kilogram at least, really big. And passed it to Dan, and he played it, got it in, and unfortunately the trout had taken the hook deep, so we knocked it on the head. And his older brother Hugh is at the All Hokkaido rugby selection weekend, which is here in Josanke, and Dan's mum was waiting for him at the pitch. So up the ladder we went with the fish in a bag, and I said goodbye to Dan at the top of the cliff, and off we went to Hane with the trout, which we're going to have for dinner tonight. It was absolutely magical hours fishing with the fella, and I think he loved it. Pretty sure he did. So yeah, it's back end of September now. Within a few weeks the river's going to be full of autumn leaves, so it's going to be unfishable. It's an absolutely gorgeous spot, and that pool has got at least one trout of 2 kilograms just sitting there. I'm going to have another go for him this morning. Right, so here's the fishing spot. You can see the oxygenated fast flowing water coming into the pool, and the pool over, you know, where it's sort of deep green, it's at least 10 foot deep. It's sweeps round and leaves just a bit more water coming in from this side as well. Let's do a 360. I'm stood right in the middle of the river on the rocks. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh, there's the cliff. So it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I've just pulled out the first rainbow trout. He was about 3/4 of a pound. Unbelievable fight on him because the current, you know, the fish is so fit. And once they get into that current as well, the pull is just incredible. I'm using worms from Hammy's garden, actually. Here we go, let's have a look. Look at that. What a beauty, and any self-respecting rainbow trout, there's no way they'll be able to resist that. Look at it. Okay, just pulled out this absolute beautiful fish. It took me, oh, I'm not kidding, it must have taken like 5 minutes to get in. He just kept going and going and fighting. Absolutely enormous. Look at him. What a beauty. Not deep hooked, just in his mouth. So I've taken the hook out. I don't know how big he is. It's got to be a couple of kilograms. As big as any rainbow trout I've ever caught. I'm going to release him over in the quiet water there. Let him get his breath back. Let's take him over. What a fight that was. Absolutely incredible. Feels like my arm's dropping off. Just kept going. Yeah, absolutely solid when he's... I didn't see the float for like 2 minutes. Going along the bottom. Okay, so there's some quiet water over here. Let him get his breath back. What a fish. What a fish. Here he is, look. Let the net out. Oh, he'll be off soon. Surprises, he's got to be knackered after that fight. There he goes. To fight another day. See you next year, buddy. Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Oh. What a fish. What a fish he is. Is he alright? Monster, looks like he's never been caught before. I had no idea this pool had so many big ass trout in it. Absolutely beautiful. He's off. See you later, fella. Whoa. What a fish. What a fish. My absolute favourite fishing place in the whole wide world. Oh my goodness.